This video was posted a week early on Fountain, so go check out Fountain to get my latest and greatest content. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're going to do a song called This Is Our God by Wickham. This song is in the key of C, which has no sharps or flats. All right, let's get into it.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, we'll stop there for right now, and we'll go over those first three sections, which are the intro, the verse, and the chorus. Okay, so the intro starts on a big C chord, and then it has this little lead line. Now, this is a very guitar-driven song. In fact, I haven't downloaded the multi-track, but I can't even really hear a piano track very clearly in the actual recording. But that doesn't mean, you can't play different instruments. So this is a piano take on the song, and it's a good idea to be able to put different instruments on songs. So whatever instrument you do play, if you play the piano, be able to do that on basically any given song, and to kind of interpret what you're hearing and translate that into a piano part. So let's do something like a big C chord at the beginning, and then we're going to do that lead line that the guitar's doing. So that would be G, C, C, G, F, E, F, F, E, or if we want to do it in numbers, 5, 1, 1, 5, 4, 3, 4, 4, 3, which is just the numbers of the scale, of the C scale. And then we do it twice. And I do have a reverb setting a little bit on this turned up, so this would be dry. But the reverb adds a little bit of extra character. A little bit longer of a tail, just something that might make it sound a little bit bigger, right? And then we get into the verse. It starts on a C chord. I feel like it kind of goes to a suspended there, halfway through, A minor 7, which you could just play the same voicing in the right hand and move your left hand down to an A minor or an A, E, A kind of thing, and it turns it into an A minor 7. G suspended, F2. So you notice the verse, you can play the whole thing with the right hand without moving much past this. A minor, I'm still on the same right hand voicing. G suspended, I'm just moving one finger on my right hand and moving my left hand down to a G outline. And then F2, sus2. So that's an inversion. You might think of it as being this being an F2, but if you flip it up, that's flipping it once, flipping it twice, and then the melody comes back in to the chorus. This is our God, this is what He does. G suspended, F, C, G sus, C over E, F, C, G suspended, A minor, walk it down, does it one time in the interlude, and then it goes into verse 2. So let's do the chorus a little slower this time. So it starts with a C over E, F major 7, which it might not even say F major 7 on your chord chart, but this E is the melody note. This is our God, and it's over an F chord. So if you put the melody note with the F chord, it turns it into an F major 7. This is what he does. That's a C chord. He loves us. C over E, same thing, to a C chord, G suspended, C over E, F. I like doing that F inversion that time because the melody is not here anymore, it's up here. G, A minor, walk it down, G, F, G. And if you want it to stand out more, I like doing those octaves on the melody. If you're not comfortable doing octaves yet, which I recommend that you practice octaves so that you can throw them in when you need to, but you could just do it as a single note. Right? It's the same notes, you're just doing a single note version instead of the octave version. But I prefer the octave version, especially on certain moments you want it to stand out. Okay, let's move on to verse 2. Verse 2 is going to be the same. The melody's a little different, and maybe we'll show you a slightly different way to play it this time. So we're going to go to verse 2. Let's play it with the track this time. 2, 3, 4. To the chorus. Let's pause right there. So that time I took the same basic chords and I inverted them up. On the verse, I added a few melodic notes. And I think that's something that's a really great idea, is to learn the melodies. So the verse, the melody starts with something like this. And you don't have to play every single note, but it's a good idea to kind of learn the melody so that you can throw the melody in certain key moments when you want to. And then the second half, it goes up a little bit. And if you don't want to do that octave, that might be a little bit too high, in fact. So you might want to do something like this. Just throwing it into the chord progression. Then it builds into the chorus. It's the same chords. I'm just maybe adding an extra note. I'm kind of inverting it up again. I'm doing a lot of these 4-note chords. So if I have a C chord, instead of just playing a C like this or like this, I put both of them together. And then there's my F, add 2, right? That is what we did the first time, maybe the F2, and I'm just adding an extra C. It's the same chord, I'm just making it sound a little bit bigger. And on the big moments of the song, it's a great way to bring out a little bit more fullness. Adding those into the bridge. Adding those bigger voicing, we call it. So voicing is just the way you play the chord, like what notes you choose and what order you choose them. So anyway, adding 4-note chords or even 5-note chords, like that's a C add 2, with you know, 5 notes in it just on the right hand plus the left hand. So you can make the chord sound bigger by just adding extra notes, just maybe an extra octave. So whatever inversion you're doing, so maybe you want to do a root, maybe put an extra octave on the top or on the bottom. Try either way. Or if you're in first inversion, extra note on the bottom or the top, depending on what you want the highest note to be. Actually, I like to build the chords from the top to bottom. That way I know what note I want on the top, and then I build the rest of it underneath. That's kind of generally the way my brain thinks about it. Okay, let's go on to the bridge. It's building on a C chord into the bridge, and then it kind of breaks down. So once again, the melody starts on the E note. Who pulled me out of that pit? But it's over an F chord, which turns it into a major 7. So, and you could even add the 2, which would turn it into an F major 9. Who pulled me out of that pit? And then you go G over B. And you can do a voicing like this. To the C, add 2. And then you're going to do a C over E like that, back to the F major 7. And we're building. And then the very last time, Yahweh, Yahweh, it goes to A minor, G suspended, this is our God. And then the chorus is basically the same thing from here. But if we go back to the bridge, once again, it starts, the first round is really simple. You're just basically gonna hit the chord and hit the next chord, right? Because we don't want to overplay, right? Then we can start building it. One little technique I just did, I do this kind of without thinking about it. I just did a little kind of walk into the highest note. So if I'm going from a G over B to a C, and maybe this is the inversions that I'm choosing, one little way to make it sound a little better is you can put a couple passing notes. Passing notes would sound like this. So instead of just going G, C, so the notes are C, D, E, and this is not necessarily in the original recording. It's just something that you can do to make your playing develop. You can try practicing this, basically walking into the highest note of any chord. Right? Do a little 2-3 note walk into the top note of the chord. Just adds a little bit of extra texture, extra character to your chords. And then you're building on the very last bridge. Rescue me from that grave. Walk it up, G, A minor this time. Instead of the C, G suspended, cut. This is our God. Back to the chorus, right? And it's basically the same thing. And back to the... Then it just ends with the melody coming back in, kind of full circle, right? Okay, and we don't need to go over that because you already know that at this point. So this is our God. If I brushed over some stuff in this video that you are not exactly sure how I did it, or I didn't really stop to explain it as much, I do offer one-on-one lessons, and this is where we can take a deeper dive and learn a little bit more about what we're talking about. But if you're starting at the very beginning and it's all way over your head, then I also have a Church Piano 101 course. This is where we take 10 lessons. I've pre-recorded. They're about a half an hour each. And I walk you through basically the whole idea of playing church piano. And so it gets you from not knowing really anything about the piano to being able to play in church. That's the goal. So 10 weeks, you have a lot of practice in between those lessons that you need to put in. But I have that link down below if that's something that you're interested in. And I actually have a free sample lesson. So you can actually take the first lesson for free just to check it out. So check out the sample lesson linked below, and that will get you started in the right direction. Also, I have a question for you. What videos would you like to see me do? Do you like these tutorials? Do you want more chord breakdown videos? Do you want any rhythm videos, theory videos? I like to do song tutorials, but if there's anything else that you like, go ahead and comment that below, and I would love to hear what you have to say. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.